Welcome to AA Fuel Dragster Rumble. We're at the March meet at Auto Club Raceway Famoso as we get ready for round number 1 of Top Fuel. We're talking nitromethane, 3,500 horsepower, some of the most difficult race cars to drive on the planet. Our first matchup features the number 1 qualifier, Pete Wittenberg, and he's taking on Brendan Murry, and Brendan was actually the alternate.
Hi, I'm Brendan Murry from San Jose, California. I drive the Running Wild AA Fuel Dragster. We're the first alternate. We're here to play. We're not here to pay.
Pete Wittenberg, owner, driver, circuit breaker, Nostalgia Top Fuel. 2018, we won the March meet. 2019, we didn't qualify. 2020, we're number 1 qualifier. You do the math.
I'm doing the math, but I'm also looking at Pete Wittenberg, and he is a quintessential hot rodder. He looks like a hot rodder, doesn't he, with the grease back hair? You want a pack of cigarettes rolled up in his sleeve.
Well, pretty much his day job is building hot rods. He was born in Brooklyn. He lives in Southern California. In terms of car culture, he's in the right part of the country, but this is a good matchup because the number 1 qualifier, really, he's got the best car. He's got, on paper, the best race car so far this weekend. Now, Brendan Murry, the fact that he's the alternate, kind of an unknown commodity at this point.
Well, he is an unknown commodity, but when you're Pete Wittenberg, the last thing you want to do is get beat by anybody in the first round, but especially someone who didn't even qualify. So Pete definitely has the advantage here. All he has to do, really, it sounds easy, he just has to do a perfect job driving now. Everything else is done.
The new look circuit breaker taking on Brendan Murray's beautiful race car. First pair, the 62nd annual March meet in AA Fuel Dragster. Out of it is Murray. Wittenberg on his way to the win light as he goes 568 at 247. Another consistent run for Pete.
Pete had to do a little bit of driving there. The car moved out of the groove a little bit on the left side. It can easily spin the tire there. It could have cost him, but he did a good job to bring it back and went on down the track and got the win.
Next pair coming up as we continue, Tyler Hilton, the number 7 qualifier. You're looking at the number 2 qualifier, the 4-time winner, the veteran, Jim Murphy.
Jim Murphy out of Santa Rosa, California, with the WW2 Nostalgia Top Fuel Dragster. We struggled this past year, and it seems to be coming together. We ended up qualifying number 2, and one of the other team members is number 1, so we're in pretty good shape and hoping to meet one another in the final round.
I'm Tyler Hilton. It's a Great Expectations 3 front engine top fuel car. It's Hilton and Lee. My grandma Alison, last time she was here at the March meet was 1967. They qualified there and went out first round, but we plan on going past first round today.
Tyler, out of Cincinnati, works in the bar and restaurant business, and he said his entire life he's been waiting for this moment to come to this racetrack to run at the March meet. He really appreciates the history, and he knows the guy in the other lane has won it 4 times.
Right.
You got a big block Chevy taking on the classic Chrysler Hemi.
Yeah, and I think the Hiltons are the sentimental favorites, just simply because his grandmother is here. It's Tyler's first time here racing, but it's not his grandmother's. She was here in '67, and she knows her way around the car as good as anyone else in the pit area.
His dad, Bobby Hilton, making some last-minute adjustments, looking over the crew there for Jim Murphy. Great-looking race car. Great Expectations 3. As we get set, the big block Chevrolet. It's stock dimensions. It was built by Carl Foltz, a guy who's known for pro stock cylinder heads. The rare nitro-burning Chevrolet. Tyler Hilton gets the win. He does it on a hole shot. Jim Murphy was 164 in the Christmas tree. That was dead late. Not a typical reaction time for Jim. Tyler, it goes into the books as a hole shot. You saw Murphy's car kind of fall away at the last moment.
That was a very interesting drag race, Lewis, because first of all, the hole shot on the starting line, that's a big move. That's a big margin. Murphy was late. No doubt, I mean, it's just a mistake. But his engine started to go away. But Tyler had already shut off. And you can see he gets back on the throttle and he passed me right at the finish line. Thank God it's track in this series is still a quarter mile.
Everybody pays for the last 320 feet, right?
You got that right.
Wittenberg's coming back, Hilton's coming back. Who's next? We'll find out coming up in a moment here on AA Fuel Dragster Rumble.